io poi sono live reaction a casa per altri motivi, perché ovviamente non per altri motivi, perché mio padre non mi fa accompagnare, quindi io non vi dico i motivi perché sono cose mie. E quindi ragazzi, adesso io vi dico la formazione, in cui mi metto la maglietta della Juve. E allora, la formazione è questa. Allora, noi giocheremo contro Torreira, il Maz, vabbè, ci sarà Osimhen contro, e anche Torreira, poi vabbè, non mi dico, poi anche, forse anche Sani, vabbè, non è questo importante. Adesso commentiamo la nostra formazione. Allora, in porta abbiamo Di Gregorio, Bremer, Kelly, Calulu, Cambiaso, Locatelli, Minas, e attenzione, signore e signori, in attacco abbiamo Conceição, Ildiz e Punta McKennie. Quindi è arrivata la spallettata, ragazzi, che noi ci aspettiamo. Ovviamente, sentirete un po' la telecronaca in inglese, perché ragazzi io non ho Sky Sport, ho abbonamenti, io per questo che io vado al club, non tanto perché voglio stare insieme, ma perché cioè, oltre al fatto che voglio stare insieme, ma perché io non ho né abbonamenti né niente, quindi io faccio sempre live reaction quando io non sono andato al club, vedendo appunto dalle app un po' tarocche, che una volta ti può capitare che è in inglese e una volta ti può capitare che può essere una volta ti può capitare che anche in italiano, ma io ora spero di non perdere altro tempo, perché io vorrei vederlo in italiano, detto sinceramente, chissà, magari, vabbè, ora aspettate un po', così magari provo a capire le app e tutto, e poi mi metterò anche la mail della Juve. Eccoci ragazzi, ci siamo. Sta per incominciare anche la Champions League. Allora ragazzi, quello che io voglio stasera è questo, molto semplice. Dobbiamo cercare di vincere, non dico con uno scarto largo, però ragazzi io già ve ne ho parlato di cosa dobbiamo fare questa sera, ovvero di manca un attimo a sistemare la fotocamera, vabbè. Quindi ragazzi stasera dobbiamo assolutamente provare a vincere questa partita, anche perché dobbiamo provare a far di tutto per non complicarci il ritorno, anche se non dobbiamo sottovalutare il fatto che poi da abbiamo imparato che anche vincendo non puoi dire oh siamo passati, no, perché c'è tutto tutta l'altra gara da giocarsi, quindi qua sì, ci giochiamo tutto, ma solo una parte, quindi dobbiamo solo cercare di fare la nostra partita, ragazzi. Quindi non aggiungo altro e nonostante tutto, ragazzi, dopo quello che ci è successo, forza Juventus, perché noi possiamo, scusate se a volte un po' si bloccherà, ragazzi, ve l'ho detto, sia per il motivo del perché lo faccio a casa e anche dove la guardo, quindi basta che la guardo, o male o strame, basta che la riesco a guardare. Non è tanto quello il problema. Il bambino che fa le corna, vabbè.
Between these two great clubs since the 2013 Gundogan and Leroy Sané. Barish Alper Yilmaz is having an excellent season. He's the leading assist provider
cosa
in the
di...
Turkish
no,
Super
ok.
League.
Allora noi avremo contro Simen Lang.
Our referee is from the Netherlands. Danny Macaulay has been an Eredivisie referee since 2009. FIFA listed since 2011.
Adesso cerchiamo di dare tutto e proviamo a vincere la maledetta partita, anche se ripeto, io ragazzi ho provato un po' a vedere com'è qua, ma
There's no Jonathan
scusate,
David
vabbè,
now. He has a muscular injury.
comunque
So Weston McKennie, who has 5 goals in his last 11. Tonight won the Scudetto with Spalletti. Yielding
ok ragazzi ci sono ed è anche incominciata la partita ragazzi. Andiamo a vendicarci a quel 2013 raga, ok? Se magari magari è un po' così il mio... La diretta non collabora, però comunque è già iniziata la partita. No, scusate ragazzi. È un po'...
one of the January arrivals brought in from Napoli.
Allora, già c'è
So is Gabriel Sara.
No!
Victor Osimhen look to try and go
Mamma
for
mia,
that.
ragazzi, state
Weston McKennie
attenti.
will now
State attenti, vai McKennie!
to his right from Conceição. Others getting
Bello per Conceição.
on the edge of the area.
Subito dobbiamo andare, dai ragazzi.
Numbers forward here.
C'era già un calcio di punizione per loro, Ovviamente io do un po' in ritardo e vabbè. Quindi...
Conceição with the ball over. Osimhen.
No, Oh, occhio
52
Osimhen,
goals in 63 appearances.
Looking forward to the matchup between Osimhen. No doubt those two won't be too far away from each other all night long.
It was a bit late there, right in front of Deacon. But it was a little bit rash that from the...
Scusate ragazzi.
Yep, so a yellow for sure.
Torreira. Salai.
No ragazzi, oggi devo perdere un po' di tempo, scusa.
For Juventus.
Well, firstly, this game's been playing at some tempo. Galatasaray have to start quickly.
Sarà un po' una reaction un po' così perché...
Juventus
forse da me non la vedevo lì.
because they're dealing with it pretty well, knocking that ball around and
So Gilda is in conversation with Conte Sal.
Speriamo che riesca a reggere, ragazzi.
Juventus, Locatelli and Kalulu near the edge. Torreira got it clear. Noah Lang. Trip on Torreira by Coke Minus. Started by Spalletti because he's still struggling to show anything like the form he did in his Cambiaso.
Mamma no, cambia.
Supported by Gabriel Sar. And he might have a go, and his shot was blocked by Locatelli.
Comunque, per quello che football sto vedendo, è vero che non sto vedendo niente di particolare perché... Vabbè, non posso dire niente. Devo dire che mi hanno fatto un po' bloccata perché...
Right player to play in every minute of the Champions League this season, a former Spurs player.
Ma no! Oh, occhio Osimhen, Vai.
much of the play goes through Locatelli.
Dai Turan, vai,
Torres
dai,
found
Yildiz.
Yildiz. That's a good effort. It looked goal-bound, actually, until it got that curling towards
Ma
goal.
perché non mi fai vedere il
I think you're right, it's finding that bottom corner, wasn't it?
That's a good effort, and it looked goal-bound, actually, until it got that touch. Seemed to be curling towards goal.
I think you're right, it was finding that bottom corner, wasn't it? And Sanchez was going to leave it to his goalkeeper. Got a touch.
Bel tiro di Yildiz
Yildiz cutting in
comunque.
on that right-hand side.
Non lo so se è un bel tiro.
So very dangerous.
Scusate ragazzi,
Just
sto un
over 10 minutes gone
po'...
there.
Vabbè, comunque il calcio d'angolo per la
Another
Juve.
Juventus
Scusate
ball.
ragazzi.
Locatelli out. Yildiz with the ball in, and an easy take for the goalkeeper.
Well, there's 3, 4, 5 passes there. Just need to get it into the box. The big guys are there. Bremer waiting. Delivery wasn't a good one. Two number 9s out. But McKennie, wherever he has played, any place he hasn't played, I think he's in goal.
Betis, and understandably so, he's absolutely brilliant under the Yildiz, the player down hurt.
Well, if you're looking at the danger men for Galatasaray and keeping them quiet, Shalai with a poor challenge.
Recently agreed a new contract until 2030. Kenan Yildiz, apparently more than trebling his salary. Nice if you can get it,
But is he happy?
Peace out. What the moment. Numbers in the box as well, but that's nowhere near any of them.
Yes, I think when they do look up to put the ball in the box, we're going to make sure that some midfield runners in there, because McKennie will drift.
And now he's got the opportunity, I guess, to try it out.
Already seen him receive the ball numerous times with his back to goal, and he's got hold of it. Got others. He's started the game well.
Buruk in charge of what he described his club. First joined Galatasaray at 11. Now he's 52. Has won the league. Too much on it for
Mi sembrava che McKennie andava... Questa cazzo di cosa che va ogni volta a scatto. Non capisco se noi... cosa abbiamo fatto noi.
Sale.
Non lo so neanche io sto qua, ragazzi. Ehi,
time to tell you that this
mi
team is
sono
playing
perso,
much sterner
ragazzi.
stuff, but my goodness, what a reaction to going a goal down.
Ragazzi, c'è stato il gol dello svantaggio del Galatasaray
A good header.
e poi il gol di Kopmine. Se andiamo, hanno pure di Kalou
On left finish in the
e
end,
di
but was just so
Kopmine.
confident to get back in the game. That's an easy tapping.
Ma ragazzi, io mi sono perso tutto, ragazzi. Cioè, in pochi secondi mi sono perso tutto, cazzo.
It really is.
E mo voglio rivedere il gol di Osimhen, il gol del... Va bene, andiamo. 1-1.
And we saw Kalulu equalising in that 2-2 draw recently with a really well taken header, and he was forward to good effect. Atlanta as he erupted.
Feel for Koopmeiners.
Ah, Gabriel Sara ha segnato e poi Kopmine.
Nailed down that
Mannaggia, mi sono perso tutto...
Juventus side.
Tutto il gol del...
As on the left back.
Sono perso tutto, ragazzi.
Poor challenge, yellow
Però
card.
buono, ragazzi, che ha avuto subito la reazione, ragazzi, Dopo aver subito il gol dello svantaggio, ha subito reagito. Questa è una cosa molto buona. Bello, molto bello. Però mo voglio vedere il gol del...
Plenty of shirt. Poor challenge as well.
Cambiaso will now miss the second day players are booking away from a suspension. The others, Locatelli, Kelly and Cabal.
Fino ad adesso spero di non sbagliarmi.
Free kick
Una grande Juve
for
perché
Galatasaray to get this
subito
in the box.
reagito.
Line takes it, good
No,
delivery.
no!
And the header was on target from Bardaccia, but just didn't have the power. Brilliant.
Well, the ball was a good one. Bardaccia as well.
Però io voglio vedere il gol.
Not a clean.
I was crediting the way that Juve fought in adversity against Inter already have, Tony, but I think I should underline it as well that the reaction to going a goal down here in such a side decided to, well, go on the...
Yes, and I think that's the strength of character that this side have got. We saw it in the Derby d'Italia. Everything kind of should have had a point. Lost the goal. Game to lose, but they gave them plenty of confidence. And here, well, just got the other end. When you do see a team go a goal up, but that 60 seconds or so really can cost them Galatasaray after back into it.
Domani nevica, ragazzi, Kopmine ha segnato.
Surprised to know that when Spalletti came in order to try and get Koopmeiners in the team, maybe build up his confidence, he tried him in a totally new position, and he has been back three, but further forward, obviously, tonight, where you would expect him to be more comfortable.
Yes, but if you saw him at Atlanta, he was, an attacking midfielder. It's been tough for him, but that goal will help.
Vai Turan, vai, gol pensato. Ribaltiamolo immediatamente.
Shorter ball to Locatelli. Conceição with the cross by Sanchez. To Torreira.
Oh, non pigliamo i contropiedi, occhio!
Osimhen hits one.
Ah, mamma mia, che tiro di merda che Osimhen. Oh, raga,
Oh, that would have been
attento
spectacular.
Osimhen.
Wow. So I think he's confident. My goodness. Been fortunate to end up here, but just one thing in his mind. Bouncing up nicely, couldn't quite get over the ball.
That Napoli side the Scudetto. It was such a big part of it. So sad to hear him really with talk so down on his time, or on an interview recently that they treated him like a dog, in his opinion, at the end. And said, and it was sad because his daughter, he said, feels more Neapolitan than Nigerian did so badly.
That is a part, wasn't he, of what was an incredible season. Now, leaving, he's come in to Galatasaray, but showing all his skill. A limited number of games is impressive. How long he'll be here, that'll be the question.
It's the left back Jacobs over to take this over.
Scusate ragazzi.
Senegal international.
No!
Locatelli got his head on that.
No, ma non fa... Lasciatelo.
It's beyond Lang, and Osimhen has been hurt in all.
Human. At times really pick out a teammate, but it's actually
Suggesting an arm. That should be a really good battle between those.
that one.
Top centre forwards in European football, and in the Premier League. I know that he's played in Italy, he's played in France, and he's doing very well here now, I'm sure. At some point in his career, we saw him in England as well.
Yes, because he has all the attributes. He's got that physical side to him. He certainly gets hold of the ball brilliantly, runs the channels, but he can score goals for fun as well. Lovely to watch. Horrible to play against.
Cambiaso with the throw-in. Kalulu makes the run inside. On the outside is Conceição.
Fatti vedere tutto. Ma...
Thuram. Locatelli. Conceição. Lloyd Kelly. Thought maybe that head of the March Internationals has been superb for Juventus this season. Deserves a lot of credit. Cambiaso. Locatelli.
No, ma che cazzo li perdete lì?
Now, Osimhen didn't know that
Mamma
was coming.
mia, sti contropiedi che perdete.
I'm frustrated.
Cope minus. Yildiz. Yilmaz trying to take it off him. Two Turkish international teammates up against each other.
And Yildiz feeling the back of his leg. Not really got him involved too much, have they, Juventus? And he can be the difference maker.
Nazar has said that his kids are crazy about Kenan. And Hazard says, I want to see him in the Premier League, but a Real Madrid type player. said Eden Hazard. That's stirring the pot a bit, I think.
I think so. If Asian has he got any chance? Oh, you can see that right leg ankle just a little overstretched.
Called recently by his head coach Spalletti an alien.
Here's the goal again.
Madonna ragazzi, la difesa che c'è stata, l'ho rivisto il gol, ovviamente il Gregorio che non para, ovviamente, però nonostante tutto abbiamo reagito, ragazzi, questo è l'importante. Mamma mia, Miners, bravissimo poi.
Pushed out to him by Shakur.
And what's so impressive about this is forward, the right fullback, just saving the kick.
Bravissimo anche Miners. Allora, quella cosa che mi è piaciuta della Juventus, vabbè, ovviamente sostanzialmente
Share of injury problems,
no,
Bremer.
come Bremer.
To come off for the moment here.
Come Bremer si è fatto
Shame that they're going to
male.
lose him, it would seem, holding the back of his leg, which would suggest a hamstring problem.
Non ci credo,
Hamstring
ragazzi.
area. If he were to carry on here with him,
Ma che cazzo però, dai.
Okay, it might be grand.
Spero non sia nulla di grave.
Next,
on. He's so important for Juventus. Find it. No.
Ma fate sto cazzo contropiede, me.
Locatelli. Osimhen.
Perché fate... No, no.
Unisac
Bravo, cambiato.
as Thuram up towards Yildiz.
No, dai.
Cope-Miners. Locatelli. Osimhen with the header and saved by Di Gregorio.
once again, Juventus causing
Una parata l'ha fatta, ragazzi. Una parata l'ha
ball
fatta.
comes across. Sara picks out Osimhen beautifully.
Allora, Bremer rimane in campo, ok? Non è nulla di grave, fortunatamente.
Gabriel Yilmaz. Unisac. Yilmaz with the cross.
Mano! Scusate.
So did he just held on each other? Let's go.
No, in che senso non devi andare via? Arrivi.
The last thing you need if you're Bremer up against Osimhen is a tight hamstring.
Ovviamente l'allenatore vuole sempre... Vabbè, ragazzi, scusate, mi fa questa reaction un po'
Okay, at the moment, Bremer.
non bellissima, però nel secondo tempo cercherò di
By the way, half an
risolvere.
hour has
Però
flown
ragazzi,
by.
sono riuscito a rivedere i gol sia
Been playing in such a tempo.
di Gabriel Sara e di Cobbiners.
Going backwards there.
L'unica cosa positiva che posso dire
Good challenge
è
by
che... Vai, bravi ragazzi!
I was asking for it too. Torreira tries to
Che da quel poco tratto che sto vedendo
lets that go.
una Juve che
Clearly to try and let the game flow.
non
Danny Ackerley.
bellissima, non bellissima,
So I think Juventus
però
will be positive when they
comunque
win it back in
ha
the
subito
field.
reagito. Questo
Very quickly, so
è...
they're just a little
magari posso anche sbagliare perché ragazzi...
Locatelli forward to Cope-Miners. He's found McKennie.
Poi,
And
mo fa la
Cope-Miners gets it back.
doppietta!
That is so good from
Non ci credo!
Miners.
Complimenti, ha fatto
And turned this
doppietta!
all around from 1-0 down
Ma che cazzo sta vedere stasera?
Wow. What about this touch?
Come in doppietta!
And Koopman has found the top corner.
Porca
The near
puttana!
top corner. One look.
Come in doppietta!
Trigger. And that is unstoppable.
No, guaglione, io non ci
Look at the
credo!
ball. Fly past it.
Io non ci
It's a great move. What
credo!
response to going a goal down.
No, ragazzi.
has rediscovered.
No, raga, io non ci voglio credere. Ma domani nevica per caso. Bene, doppietta in Champions League. Ma che cazzo sto formato stasera? Io quel poco che sto vedendo, io sto vedendo la doppietta di Copmines, ragazzi. Io non ci voglio credere. No, vabbè, ragazzi.
McKinney up top, not Openda because he's the one that made that goal as well.
Spalletti ha rivitalizzato pure Copmines. Ci rendiamo conto, ha fatto fare doppietta a Copmines. Che non riusciva a strusciare mezzo pallone fino a poche settimane fa. Mamma mia ragazzi, che reazione la Juventus, che reazione. Vedete, allora, ora cerco di... Ah, mo ha fatto... No, non mi... Come fa? No. Bremer. Allora spero che ragazzi non si sia fatto niente. Se no siamo spacciati. Se no siamo proprio spacciati, ma veramente tanto,
Lang will take it. Nico.
I think no doubt that'll be Piazzo.
Vai Vince! Guarda, mo vuole la tripletta di Copmines adesso, Mo vuole la tripletta di Copmines. No. Vabbè, successo. Comunque ragazzi, Brenner è stato sostituito. Ovviamente ha avuto... Però allora io mi auguro che non sia nulla di grave, perché Bremer ha avuto qualche problemino. Cioè, non c'è mai fine al peggio. Non c'è mai fine al peggio. Cioè, proprio così deve andare. Le stagioni sono sempre così. Arriva il nuovo allenatore, poi tutto bene, poi arriva un premio e poi facciamo come va a finire. Vabbè, ma non voglio esagerare, magari non è nulla di che, Ah no, cattivo gioco a Spalletti. Sicuramente Spalletti ha discusso con con un membro dello staff sicuramente di giusto che poi ha monito, vabbè, giusto.
Mental strength tonight, Spalletti, particularly in an atmosphere like this. We don't want to hide, we want to play our game and try to win. Well, they've been true to his
Madonna, oh, Conceição, bravo Conceição.
Conceição might want it back. Yildiz takes it on. Gallo, a bit stretched. Osimhen back defending. Conceição, Gallo to his right. Conceição back one.
Allora, magari, allora, io voglio capire una cosa con Conceição. Cioè, io non so mo che prestazione sta facendo perché ogni volta che parte con Conceição si blocca tutto. Però per le poche volte che riesco a vedere Conceição adesso, io voglio capire, ma perché magari sarà sfortunato, però, cioè, sarei bravo da triplare, a fare, però devi restituire tutto.
Cambiato. Yildiz. Down to Pereira, but on we go. Gabriel Sala, who opened the scoring. Minus to turn this around for Juventus. And you just wonder, don't you, whether this could be maybe the minus Juve career. It's always felt like he's needed a night like this, where he truly stepped forward and showed because they invested so much money in it. It's only 52 million euros. And he hasn't looked that sort of player, has he? Tonight, he certainly has repaid a big chunk of that. Goals of the season, haven't scored since the club. Well, although he did have a goal this time against Lazio a week or so ago. Gabriel Sala. Forward to Juventus.
Madonna.
Knocked down sharply to his right.
Allora io non so quanti tiri in porta ci costa.
Locatelli didn't get there.
Ma che
Juventus.
cazzo fa,
Osimhen.
fratelli?
Gabriel Sala. The cross headed behind by Cambiaso. That one out the bottom corner. Aquaman sighted it earlier in the game. Was on target. Save from the Juve keeper. So, we'll take the corner. Last 5 minutes on behalf of the referee unhappy with something in the box. Gatti, remember, on for the injured at Bremer. Dive harmlessly for a goal kick. Italian side in action as well. Atalanta go to Dortmund tonight at 8 on 3. A long journey to Baku to take on Karabakh. That's an early kick off the country. That's South of all the playoff time. Hard to call a lot of them as well. Now,
They're in the box seat, aren't they? Gala, something to say about
Io,
that now.
Babaretti, guardate.
By co-pilots Gabriel Sana, Lucas Torreira.
E che palla la parte il terzo gol.
Played some nice football at times in this first half, Juventus.
Juventus side, he has gone by, but not under Spalletti. That's what you have to be careful. You think conceding a third, that would be just about it. So, it was very.
No!
The body of work overall under Spalletti, Tony, particularly for a coach taking over
Senti
mid-season.
che fanno.
The right lines, he just needs his basically players. Full complement, and then we can judge him more.
Gabriel Sara. They hit that before half time here, Galatasaray. Lang. A lot of work in that midfield has this man. One to try and beat the press. Just down by ball by the American. But this is a chance. Minimum of
3 minuti di recupero.
really busy box.
Ma che cazzo sta a fare? Ma che cazzo sta a fare?
It's Cambiaso who brings it away. Clever ball to buy Yildiz. Now by Salai.
So composed in possession. Just weave their way out of trouble. Eventually gets the ball, but foul.
To lose the Champions League game with Juventus. It's been in charge for 5 since taking over from the Spurs. A goal up here as we head towards Gilmas. Gabriel Sara. Gilmas. Sanchez. Champions League runner-up with Tottenham. Jakobs. Baldacci. Sanchez. Gabriel Sara. Again, looks above him now. That's a good idea. Lang looks to take this on. Deflection, and it will be a corner, and it's just about time for it at the end. That's an excellent block.
Oh madonna, corner. Occhio ragazzi. Però probabilmente nel secondo tempo cercherò di sistemare un po'. Di sistemare un po' perché non è bello che vi faccio vedere una live reaction dove non dico niente, ma non perché non so cosa dire, ma perché non riesco a vedere bene la partita. Cioè si vede ma se va a scatti. Mo vediamo cosa fare. Perché non tanto perché italiano ho segnato.
There was the last opportunity of the half.
Done better as well, but it comes off
No,
late.
cosa sono
Still got that is a
mangiato?
good chance. Just needed to try and get his foot over it. And he couldn't.
And what a good entertainment. Took the lead through Gabriel
È
Sara.
finito
The
il
ball
quarto
Juventus. And at
di primo
half-time here,
tempo,
it's
ci vediamo
Galatasaray
se
1,
poi speriamo
Juventus
che
2.
riesco a risolvere qua questo problema, però ragazzi un bel primo tempo, anche se non è sembrato perché ragazzi è stato un primo tempo che non sono riuscito molto a vedere bene perché ovviamente però il fatto che la Juventus sia riuscita a reagire subito, ha pigliato il gol, poi immediatamente, ma immediatamente ha reagito. Questa è la cosa molto buona, quindi adesso vado un attimo a risolvere qua il problema e ci vediamo al secondo tempo. Ok ragazzi, ovviamente non sono riuscito a fare un cast, mi auguro che adesso si veda bene, quindi è incominciato da poco il
So let's
secondo
see
tempo.
what we get in this second half. Galatasaray
Con
really
doppietta di
had the push, of course, with home advantage in the first leg. Juve have been excellent at home in Serie A this season. one more. They have drawn 5 games,
ora
but
non so se vede più
they and
uno,
Napoli are the only teams in Serie A yet to lose at home this season.
Yes, which is why Galatasaray really need to do something here in their second half. But it's not quite stick or twist just yet, but have to be careful when they go forward. Make sure the back door is shut. Defenders need to be aware of the counter from Juventus, but they still need to pour forward, get some more attempts on target, try and give Osimhen some better service.
And the last time Juve were beaten at home was actually the 9th of March 2025. That was a resounding victory for Atalanta. I covered that game. They won 4-0 that day. It was a brilliant performance, but that's the last time Juve lost at home.
Ho fatto qualche cambio,
Jakobs
Cabal,
scored there by Kovacs.
non sono al posto di Kinsa, non è che al posto di cambiato, perché non ridi.
It wasn't the Dutch international.
No,
Sanchez with the ball down the line, headed into touch by Cabal. Signed him from Verona in the
sì,
summer of 2020. Cabal. At the time, Inter were interested as well. Galatasaray hoping to make a fast start to the second half, and they won't do it like that.
Shocker. Cabal fell asleep from the throw-in. He switched on quick on that. That's a great opportunity wasted, unfortunately.
He's far, far better, Yilmaz, than he's shown so far in this game. 8 goals in all competitions, 9 assists just in the Super League alone, more than any other player. Marco Asensio, the next highest, with 8 assists. Can't say so. Put away by Toure.
Easy to notice when Galatasaray have the ball and the opponents have the ball. Whistling is incredible.
You certainly notice.
Players out there just give you nothing when Juventus have got the ball.
Torreira. Won an FA Cup with Arsenal. Solai.
no,
Yilmaz showed good strength.
ma che cazzo fa?
It's blocked by Yilmaz. It's all the pass down. An equaliser.
Era meglio che il primo tempo, cioè era meglio che prendeva scampi. Ma dove dove cazzo è la giustizia? Un uomo, dove cazzo è la giustizia?
Hasn't quite shown what he can do in this game well. This was vital. It's a great shot. Gregorio does well just to get a hand to it,
Ma
but
che cazzo fa?
first on the spot. There's no light. He's following up at the right time.
Ma tutto la deve finire. Con del
Early in the
Napoli.
second half, game on again.
Vai con Seisao, deve finire a giro.
Since we've still got most of the second half of the first leg and an entire second leg to go. It's just brilliant to take it.
Can't keep it up like this, surely. It's just
Comunque bella partita sto vedendo. Primo tempo, lo ripeto, io non sono riuscito a registrare molto bene, perché nel post-partita, soltanto che nel primo tempo la Juve si è reagire, che questo è quello che viene in. Però qua ovviamente
Sent in there by Conceição, an easy take for Chaku.
la difesa da Bremer, quella che è.
And you're left wondering, Tony, where will this game take us next?
I quite simply have no idea because the home side clearly will keep coming forward. They've attempted in that first 45 minutes. Take as many as they would like, but you also know why Juventus still have a say on the counter. They will still be looking for another goal.
Noah Lang with his first goal for Galatasaray. His last had been for Napoli against Atalanta back in November. Locatelli. Kalulu up towards Conceição.
Oh, balla, passa di qua. Sempre queste cagate di me. Vai là.
Didn't really hide the fact that he felt as though Conte didn't give him the opportunities that he deserved in Naples. Collision there involving Cabal.
That's right, we'll be flying into the challenges now. As Salai gets his foot there in time. Especially with the fullback. That's all right. Yeah, it's not a lag. I'm with him. Basically, Conte didn't trust him. A couple of times when I saw him playing, he actually played really well. But you have to have belief from your manager. And he never quite got that.
Conceição. Kalulu's gone into a centre forward position. Coat minus. Conceição. Juve with another corner here. Gildes have come across. Looks as though he's going to take this. McKennie in the 6-yard box. In swinger or out swinger. Conceição or Gildes. Gildes takes it. McKennie, one of those up there, and Kelly race to keep it in. Gabriel Sada. His opening goal seems ages ago now. It certainly does. So much has happened since.
Hope we see a few more as well.
Remember, Galatasaray have got Icardi on the bench. Leroy Sané is there as well.
Vai, Conceição.
Juve on the attack. Conceição.
Vai,
McKennie waiting in the box. Conceição goes on the outside. Jakob's got enough on it.
Ma io non
Just
lo
about
veramente
because
no.
it's so tricky. No centre of gravity and great technique.
Just think he could be like a slippery little keel Cardi at times. It's his pass here to find Gildes. Conceição wants it back and got it. Kenny looks to go on the outside.
Ma porca puttana, ma dai,
Pressure
scusate.
here for Juventus. Lang.
È ovvio, cioè, boh, giusto per essere... Sembrava troppo strano la doppietta di Coppina.
Actually, the referee awards a free kick to Galatasaray.
That's careful because he's just raised an arm. Okay, I think we should knock the ball out of the hands of Getty, but don't want to be getting into any sort of trouble. This team needs it.
He's been so pumped up for this. Osimhen, player who had 4 seasons in Italy with Napoli, 76 goals in 133 games. His record here is astonishing, 52 goals in 63 matches for Galatasaray. He needs one more to become the highest scoring overseas player in Europe. But
Bello, vabbè, oh.
to bring him forward now. 10 minutes gone in this second half, a compelling night in Istanbul. Yilmaz looks like he fancies it up against Cabal much more than he seemed to against Cambiaso.
Yes, and Cavallo just had a little while to settle in and get to the pace of the game, which is relentless.
Lang. Conceição brought down. Cabal. It's from Salai for McKennie. You need a strong ref.
Like they do, it is difficult, and McKinney then just leaning into Salah just pushes him into the hoardings. It didn't look good. But the reaction then gets the crowd going. The ref, you're right, he's got to calm everyone down.
It's the first Champions League knockout meeting between the two clubs. They have met 6 times in the Champions League group stages. Juve only one win in those games. Galatasaray get the decision here. So the captain Bardakcian is one of those in the box that decided to play it short. Solai up towards Victor Osimhen. Sanchez up there, and Torreira looks to hit one. Sliced it wide.
Good header back in from Osimhen, and Torreira just couldn't wait, could he, for the ball to come down. Took it early.
Turan sveglia.
Managing the game, keeping the ball, stopping Galatasaray getting up ahead. See, so important here. Tony Bielsa, because this scoreline would be a very good one for them to take back to Turin.
Io non ho detto niente perché veramente ho visto scarpe, addirittura non so. Turan ho carico al coach, ma poi
It's important to try and somehow keep it some of the control. Neither side really has been able to do that for long periods.
Yilmaz again going up.
no!
Cabal gets this right on the edge of the box. And a yellow card here for Cabal. And, you know, if you're looking at the differences here, Tony, between the first and second halves, it's absolutely glaring for me. Galatasaray really fancy it down that right-hand side since Cabal has come on.
Non è
Nice and direct as well. Cabal just has not got up to speed. He says no, it's no foul, but it certainly was. He was past him, trying to drag him back. Needs to do better against Yilmaz.
Confirmation of the booking for Cabal. Almost an hour gone. We're level in Istanbul, but this is in a nice position for Galatasaray. A surprise, perhaps. Gallagher has scored twice and Osimhen's not got either. But he's in there, waiting for this delivery. Gabriel Sara's played it in. And they're in front. Remarkable from Galatasaray. Davinson Sanchez was in there.
No, aspetta, mo devo vederlo tutto il gol,
With so much pace, and Juventus could not deal with it.
What a delivery. It is all about the ball in. And Gabriel Sara has delivered an absolute beauty. Sanchez, all he needs to do is just get any sort of touch on it. Whether it comes off his head or his shoulder really doesn't matter. What's important, it flies past Di Gregorio and the Juventus goal. It's perfect. It's a great ball. It really is. Gala, turn this around. Incredible.
Allora, io mo voglio capire una cosa, mo non mi può incazzare. Allora, bravo Palletto, tutto quello che è, ma quando fai cambi, meglio che non li fa. È meglio che non li fa, perché non mi va a togliere cambiato. Perché da quello che sto vedendo io, non mi sembrava che stesse giocando bene, cioè male, scusate. E Cabal fa danni alla grande. Cabal fa danni alla grande.
It's so important to the way that this game has shifted in Galatasaray's favour. That Juve left, Spalletti needs to get hold of this because It's a big, big problem for them.
It certainly is. Now they'll be wondering if taking Cambiaso off at half time was the right decision. And yes, he was booked, but there's no doubt Gomez has got the opportunity now to really cause havoc down that right hand side, and he's taken it.
Sanchez. Two teams putting on a real show for us here tonight.
Infatti ragazzi stavo vedendo su internet.
Sanchez with the header clear. Austin then first to it. That looked like a handball. Kelly with the cross.
No, way too much on it. Merda.
It's disappointing, unfortunately. Kelly just so much power in the cross, but 20 ground set piece. On is good, but well defended by Galatasaray.
Juve had kept 3 clean sheets in the last 3 Champions League games, but have conceded 3 times already tonight.
Spalletti oggi ha buttato via tutto il buono che abbiamo fatto.
McKennie too.
Molto
Challenged by a determined Sanchez. Suddenly, as Juve, you look in a hurry. Torre, nicely worked this. Yildiz, cut miners and Conceição in the box. Yildiz still going. And turned behind for a corner.
Perché sinceramente ok, vuoi recuperare la prossima con sempre con Galatasaray in casa, però sai, io deve stare proprio convinto perché però i campi ha fatto forse uno qua forse è sbagliato anche vabbè i cambi di trainer diciamo che è stato un po'
Kelly's at the back post, but he could get it on target.
It's up above.
il cambio di trainer è stato quasi brillante perché Bremi sentiva un po' il non esiste, non so se arriva, però secondo me
I can recall Capello saying a few months ago how he felt Yildiz was the only current Juve player that would make it into his Scudetto winning squad.
For the squad, not the team.
I think he did say squad actually, yeah. I'd written down squad, but I did write that a little while ago.
Well, Yildiz, there's no doubt, as a youngster at Juventus, they really backed him, didn't they, to build the team around a young Yildiz, and he is repaying that faith.
"25 minutes of this first leg to go. Locatelli. Will be interesting to see whether Spalletti brings on Lois Apenda in this second period.
guarda che bello.
So without Vlahovic at the moment through injury, Milik, Jonathan David injured too, so he was pretty limited in terms of his centre forward options and went with the false 9 option in McKennie. And I just can't help noticing, looking down the Galatasaray team sheet, seeing in particular the names of Mauro Icardi and Leroy Sané.
A couple of great attacking options. at Doric's disposal. And yeah, no doubt those two will be coming on.
İlkay Gündoğan on the bench tonight for Galatasaray as well.
No, vabbè.
There again. Oh, he's off. He's off.
Oh dear. He has had an absolute nightmare. It's been a horrific half-time substitution by Spalletti. Cabal has just never adjusted to the game. He's been absolutely tormented down that Juventus left-hand side by Yilmaz. And now Juventus a goal down, a man down in Istanbul.
Quite simply, a 21-minute disaster from Cabal. He gets beaten all ends up, misses the flight of the ball. And once Yilmaz gets the wrong side, you've got to let him go. Look where he is on the pitch as well. He's 10-15 yards in the opposition's half. Just let him go. Plenty of defenders behind. Instead, he can't help it. Pushes him to the ground. That's poor.
Ma Spalletti, ma che cazzo ne sta qua? Ma sei scemo!
Good choice to make.
Cioè, ma la... Cabal, ma che cazzo c'entra? Boh, mamma
But we said
mia.
when he came on at the start of the second half, Tony, we wondered, or you suggested perhaps that Cambiaso was taken
Cioè, ma perché l'hai tolto? Perché hai tolto Cambiaso e messo Cabal? Che ci ha compromesso la partita? Io ti voglio bene, però qua hai peccato completamente.
Because Yilmaz is just come
Non so
alive.
cazzo a recuperare il ritmo, Già contro l'Inter. Vabbè, lasciamo stare. È stato molto complicato. Figurati adesso contro Galatasaray.
Mr. McKennie
Io non lo
playing
so.
that false nine position. Guess where he's gone now? Of course, the left back.
Primo tempo l'avevamo apprezzato molto bene perché ok, è subito il gol puro, finito scoppietta, Spalletti che fa così, sostituisce Cambiaso e mette Cabal, che non so come stava giocando anche abbastanza bene, stanno benissimo,
In the first half, he did exactly the same thing. He's just got to look up the time
ma
and pass instead.
non come riusciremo almeno a pareggiare, perché noi in questo caso pareggio non sarei tutto stretto, Salini in campionato, Cabal
What you would say about their reaction to going down to 10 against Inter was that it was really good. In fact, they scored for 10 men.
They certainly did until he got the equaliser. They were magnificent, but here, this sort of pressure, still 20 minutes to go.
no,
Home around, well, they're delirious. Be driving their
sicuramente
team on, so Spalletti has to come up with some answers here.
So, a message for the captain, Locatelli, from Kostic here. Leroy Sané coming on here for Yunus Akman. Kostic knows Turkey pretty well, had a loan spell last season with Fenerbahce. But the last thing Spalletti will want to see with his team down to 10 men and a goal down is a talent like Leroy Sané coming on to the pitch.
Yes, and you know, he's going to be direct coming out of Juventus this last 20 minutes plus. So somehow, Juventus hold out. They keep the ball, at least try to be a bit of a threat. What they can't do is that, give the ball away cheaply.
Jakobs. Final 20 minutes of this thrilling first leg. Lang. Leroy Sané. Lang. Bodac. Jakobs. Yilmaz now on this near side that he's seen off Cabal.
So with Kostic coming on, Kenny plays another position. Now he's back in the midfield. This is a bit silly.
Locatelli. The error forced him. Well, Juve just need to find some calm from somewhere here at the moment.
But they're not going to, are they? The home crowd. They're going to make sure they're almost drawing the ball into that attacking third.
Hakan brought a deep in conversation down on the bench. Ismail Jakobs with the long throw in here for Galatasaray. Sané. Solai. Thuram. Yildiz. Locatelli. Thuram. Lloyd Kelly did well to get there first. Gatti. Yildiz calling for it.
Ma che cazzo fai?
When Juventus went down to 10 men against Inter,
Io
he was the one that paid the price because he's not one of those that's going to get in and win the ball back. He needs to be given the ball in the last third, so I just wonder how long you last out there.
Gabriel Sara, who's been excellent tonight. Goal and an assist. He said from blood action, but Juve didn't make the most of it. It's going to be a worry though for Spalletti, Tony, because you look at his time in charge overall, they've been pretty good defensively, in fact very good at times, but that's 2 conceded against Lazio now, 3 conceded against Atalanta, 3 conceded against Inter, another 3 tonight against Galatasaray. They're leaking goals badly at the minute. Jakobs. Osimhen waits in the box. Yilmaz in there too. Didn't quite run for him.
Oh!
Okay, the ultimate price. Galatasaray. And they are very much in control of this tie now. What a turnaround.
Well, it's great pressing, it's great closing down, but Thuram, what are you doing giving Lloyd Kelly the ball there? And then Kelly just get it out of there. Instead, he takes a touch, allows Osimhen to nip in, and he sets up an easy finish for Noah Lang.
Se rimane col piede
There's a couple of goals there,
rimane
Juventus have caused themselves fun. Give credit to the home side. Great pressure, and that is a tidy finish.
Ok, vabbè. Vabbè.
Pressure they applied in the first half led to a Juve error in the first goal.
Ok, me la fanno sempre.
And it's happened again, but this time it makes the scoreline remarkably 4-2. What a second half this has been from the Turkish champions, the Turkish league leaders. But Juve are just imploded here. Spalletti will have to take his fair share of the blame, but how on earth have they let themselves, well, throw away such a great position? It's criminal, really.
And we don't see this from a Juventus side. Simple as that. Tactically, we know they're very adept. They just work out a way normally to kill off games, but quite simply, Galatasaray are not to be denied. They've been brilliant.
Lang with his first 2 Galatasaray goals. And this last 15 minutes for Juventus, it's just about surviving and not conceding again. And look, a 2-goal deficit, perhaps retrievable at home in Turin vociferous home crowd behind you. But you think they can ill afford to concede another one, and there's still, with added time, we've probably got about 20 minutes to go here.
One more goal for the home side, and I think the tie's over. But at 2, you never quite know. But can they get through these minutes without conceding? That's the question.
Straight swap at the back, Singo to come on for the captain Bardaccia, and you'll also have noticed there Mauro Icardi coming on to play against a wounded Juventus. A vulnerable Juventus. The former Inter centre forward who has a fantastic record against Juve. 8 goals in 14 career appearances. He's only ever scored more against 2 clubs, Fiorentina and Sampdoria. 75 goals in 120 appearances for Galatasaray. He got a hat-trick in the weekend, and that change says to me, Tony, that Okan Buruk thinks that he can end this tie tonight.
I agree. Now they have some firepower. Icardi would like nothing better as well to score against Juventus. Well, it's been some time, it really has, and it's been a long time since I've seen Juventus.
Molescimo.
They're in a commanding position.
Remember, they were knocked out at this stage last season, Juventus against PSV. And it was one of those results that was seen as hugely significant, not just for the club itself, but for Italian football. A big inquest afterwards about the state of Italian football. If a club the size of Juventus can be knocked out by a Dutch club at this stage of the competition. And trust me, in the papers in Italy tomorrow, there's going to be a big inquest into this.
Headlines everywhere. I think last year, of course, their first leg was at home, wasn't it? Which wasn't to their advantage. However, this one's away. Everything is in their favour. They were 2-1 up, but they just let it slip in a big way.
Jacobs. Gabriel Sara. Icardi. Lovely ball. Salai. Galatasaray playing with verve and confidence and belief. Gabriel Sara. Jacobs. Lang. Hit by Lang. Di Gregorio.
Juventus' ability to counter-attack at speed and pace has all but disappeared.
Kostic. At least they've got up the pitch. So double change coming here, and we are going to see Lois Openda, and we're also going to see Fabio Miretti as well. Miretti dropped from the team that started at 0 against Inter. There had been a doubt for this game, goes off. So fresh legs in the midfield. Yildiz is the player who's been taken off to allow for Lois Openda to come on. Only 2 goals for Openda in Juve colours. Them against Bodo Glimt in this competition.
It's 2 games in a row for Yildiz. I feel for him, but down to 10 is a sort of game.
The 2 centre forwards who are on the pitch here now, for Galatasaray, have both got 15 goals each this season. They do not lack for firepower, Galatasaray. Gabriel Sara. Lang. Jacobs on the outside. Icardi waits in the box, as does Osimhen. Shots on here. and deeper.
Mo, ma yeah, mo.
I think he had it covered though.
Yes, I think he did. But why not? Space in front, give it a go. Osimhen and Icardi, I love the quote from Spalletti when he said one creates chaos, the other capitalises on the chaos. It's brilliant.
He also said if you combine the characteristics and qualities of Osimhen and Icardi, you would have, as he put it, the encyclopedia of being a number 9. He's managed both of them, Spalletti, and he actually stripped Icardi of the captaincy at Inter, you might remember. Shingo. Gabriel Sara. Another couple of changes coming from Okan Buruk. Lang. Jakobs pointed where he wanted it, but he wasn't found. Miretti straight away had Torreira on top of him. So Sacha Boué coming on here, along with Eden Alba. So that'll be a swap at left back. This Lang, who's coming off for Boué to come on. He's in his second spell now with Galatasaray on loan from Bayern. After leaving Galatasaray for Bayern in January of 2024's time in Germany. He's never really, truly got going. Injuries partly to blame for that, as well as competition for places. It's been such an exciting watch this, but I think if you're Spalletti, you just want this to be as boring as possible in the last 10 minutes, but you never know. Though. I say that, but they're on the attack as I'm saying that. That's how crack as this game has been. Did you say boring? That's not going to happen, is it?
And I think it's a really important 6, 7, 8 minutes. That's extra time, because if you could possibly pull one back, suddenly you think 1 goal deficit. I don't fancy that.
What do you think from a managerial perspective, Tony? If you put yourself in the position of Spalletti, is it worth the risk at this point of chasing a goal back to then perhaps leave space at the back and concede another one and then be 3 goals down?
No, certainly not. I don't think it is, but look at his side. They're not playing like that. They want to get another goal back.
You can see.
No, meno male che si è bloccato qua.
It just wilted though under the Galatasaray pressure in this second half. Solai, particularly Juan Cabal, brought on at half time and then gets sent
Raga,
off.
abbiamo buttato non sa, abbiamo buttato tutto. Cioè, possiamo anche dire, vabbè, ma vuoi farci, devi passare 3 gol, ho capito, ma un conto è parlare, un conto è fare.
Leroy Sané.
Poi in più devi pure difendere, capito? Quello è il problema.
Given away by Cope Miners.
Tu almeno devi pareggiare.
In the second half.
Because Juventus haven't been able to keep the ball as well on the counter, he hasn't had the opportunity really to get up the pitch and support, make those runs in the box that got him those 2 goals.
Singo. Sanchez. Boué. Sané up towards Osimhen. Boué. Oh, he might have gone down there. Oh! And he just goes on and scores.
4
bench.
gol adesso,
And then he
remontare,
produces that.
l'andata.
What a performance! What a night in Istanbul! They can hardly believe it, those Galatasaray fans. They lead Juventus by 5, count them, 5 goals to 2.
I can't quite believe what I'm seeing. What a strike this is from Boué. Is there a cleaner hit? Well, I've not seen it if there is. That's a heck of a strike. Boué's come on.
Ma Kenny oggi ha fatto proprio
And then strike straight through it.
un'efficienza,
It's terrific.
2
Just a
palle di
little
merda
tickle
ha
off the bar
dato.
post as well, for good measure, but it has been an incredible performance in this second half from Galatasaray.
First time that Galatasaray have ever scored 5 goals in a Champions League match. And what an introduction for Boué. Rejoined the club in January. But from a Juventus
Cioè,
perspective,
abbiamo
we
più,
can
cioè,
wax lyrical
non
about
qua mi
Galatasaray, and we
incazzo
have and we
buonista
will.
però.
But from
La
a
squadra
Juventus
oggi non capisco
perspective,
perché, cioè,
this will be
abbiamo
a
fatto una grande
shambles the second half.
prestazione nonostante
In
la
fact, the big surprise to
sconfitta
me is they haven't been able
e
to
stiamo
cope.
facendo più gol di
In
merda
the first half,
proprio.
they showed brilliant resilience to come back.
Ma non
Doing
voglio
it
fare
now,
il
they haven't good enough
solito che
to
abbiamo
go for the
buttato
whole
tutto
90
quello che
minutes.
abbiamo fatto
Quite simply, in the
perché
second half, they
sembra
have been blown away.
anche... Però cazzo, cioè,
And Galatasaray are not going to settle for 5. They're going to carry on pushing forward with both Icardi and Osimhen on the pitch. Icardi's ball wide, Boué. Stunning second half performance this. Sané. So much goal threat out there for Galatasaray. Sané. I know Italian football has changed perhaps from when you played there with Torino, Tony, and we can all talk about the DNA of Italian football, and people will have various opinions on what that is. But one thing that Italian sides have always been known for is knowing how to manage a football match. Juventus have just been terrible at that tonight. They've not managed this in any way.
oh, so quel cazzo ma picchiamo!
I agree, it's so unusual. It really is. So many seasons gone by where you'd watch Juventus go 1-0 up and they would strangle the life out of the game and manage it and get over the line with those 3 points. But this is the complete opposite.
That's the point I was trying to make it to. That for me was the time where you say, right, enough football now. We're not having a basketball match anymore. We just defend and try and get out of here with a 2-goal deficit. But it still can't get worse for them. Osimhen. Tried the acrobatic slice, having a boot at it, and Icardi's trying to nick it off a Pender.
Mamma mia, ma io veramente, cioè...
Whereas I think as a team, no doubt Juventus have imploded, but defensively you still have to do the right thing. You still have to defend well, and just all over they haven't been good enough there. It's taken out by a few.
So a minimum of 2 minutes added time. Juve cannot get out of Istanbul quickly enough, can they?
Singer just getting turned in the air by a tender. Giants from Turin want this whistle to come as quickly as possible.
2-1 up at half time, and now 5-2 down. They've averaged in Serie A this season at home just over 2 goals per game. Juventus, 25 in 12 matches. Sané, still going. and then loses it. Torreira. Gabriel Sara. Sarah's shot deflected. Didn't reach Roland Salai. Osimhen. Icardi. Pushing for a sixth here in added time. Over towards Osimhen. It's a tired, beleaguered looking Juventus. They've just been taken apart here by Galatasaray in this second half.
Can't get anywhere near any of the Galatasaray players.
Away. Osimhen. Oh, up a little shit. And Ferreira. And they're hanging on here, Juventus, in terms of not conceding another. As there goes the full-time whistle. What a...
Finisce qui. Che devo dire, ragazzi? Non capisco perché lui poi faccio il post partita. Io non voglio capire perché cacchio Spalletti ha messo K. Ora giustamente siamo stati in 10 e abbiamo faticato a giocare. Non lo capisco, abbiamo buttato una partita e anche abbiamo buttato anche tutto. E non mi dite che ma è possibile. Vabbè, poi ne parliamo. Ci vediamo alla prossima live.